everybody. Thanks for coming back to another episode of the Watch That Joan podcast. My name is Mary.
And I'm James, and we're excited to do the last episode of season 2 of The Last of Us. It's kind of like an episode break. I'm not sure if they're doing a part 2 of season 2 or they could do a season 3, but this is the last episode.
No, I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to do a part 2 of season 2. I think they're going to do an entire new season because, as we can see, the next season is going to mainly be about Abby and her journey and how she got to where she is. So
in the video,
I think it makes sense to do a whole new season.
In the video game, was there like a part 1 and part 2? Like not.
I mean, no. It was this all happened in the second game.
In the second game, but there wasn't like a natural pause.
It might have been like an act 1 or an act 2, but there wasn't like a. Yeah, there wasn't like a, distinction, if I remember correctly, between Ellie and Abby's arc.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I mentioned I'm replaying the first game, and once again, it's incredible. There's just some glitches there. There's like one random spot I'm stuck at.
You're still stuck there?
Yeah, there's nothing I can do to get past it. I ended up having I'm in the subway tunnel right before they get to Salt Lake City. And there's a part where Joel is climbing on top of these like vans, and there's like water rushing, and you need to jump from the van to like this air duct in a subway tunnel.
That's probably not what you have to do. Then have you checked the game?
Yeah, I did a YouTube video, and he jumps over, and when he jumps, he helps Ellie over. But for some reason, the dude just won't jump. And I just keep falling over and over and over and over again. I might try to get this.
So he jumps automatically? I can't remember.
No, like you need to do like a sprint jump. Like you sprint with L1 if you're playing the PS5 and then hit X at the right moment. But he just doesn't do it. He just jumps and falls into the water.
It sounds like you're not controlling him correctly.
I did it like dozens of times, Mary. Like dozens of times. And it just and I could jump any other place, just not there. It's weird. But yeah, I still think the game is great, and I think this season and the way they did it is also great. So we can kind of dive right in since you guys know the format of how we've been doing it since you've been following us the whole season.
Hopefully, you better have been.
You better have. The episode opens with Jesse helping Dina remove the arrow in her leg back at the theater. She is in terrible pain, but he manages to safely remove it without hitting any major artery. After torturing Nora for information in the hospital, Ellie returns to the theater. She immediately goes to check on Dina, who was sleeping in the dressing room. Ellie confesses what happens in the hospital with Nora, and that it was easy to make her talk, and that Ellie decided to leave her to die. She then tells Dina all about the happenings in Salt Lake City, including Joe's massacre of the Fireflies and Abby's father. Dina, disturbed by this realization and revelation that Ellie hid this from her, expresses a desire to return home. So, Jesse, in this scene, shows the heroism. Heroism. There we go. Right, where he knows
heroism.
Yeah, those words are hard, y'all. He basically,
when you say a word wrong, it makes me completely forget how to say it correctly.
Yeah, that's a known thing too. That's a term that I also don't know. But anyway,
collective stupidity.
Basically, that's what it is.
Shared stupidity. Yeah. Contagious stupidity.
So he. This is another part of the show of this whole like survival drama that I would die if I get shot an arrow in the leg. One, knowing how to get the arrow out and knowing to push it versus pulling it so you don't hit an artery, is something that I could not do. And
yeah, if I were Dina, I'd be severely pissed at Ellie. Like, I could have died and you put revenge before me.
She put revenge before everybody.
But me,
yeah,
I'm pregnant. You're supposed to be the daddy. Like
the shit daddy.
The shadaddy is disgusting. Not the shadaddy. If you would have said she daddy, that would have been. But shadaddy sounds so weird. What the fuck is a shadaddy?
It's like
stay away from my baby.
Day. I'm your shadaddy.
For real. But it's like, yeah, I know we came out here for a mission, and we cannot miss crucial windows of opportunity. But dog, I got shot in the leg with an arrow by cult members.
Yes, like a cult.
I come first.
Yeah, and my baby comes first, right?
My freaking baby comes first. And it's like, I understand Dina's smart. So trusting Jesse to do the right thing and not have her bleed out trying to remove the arrow is very difficult to do. He had to tell her, Dina, shut up. Like, I got this. Because, she's smart. She knows, hey. But, yeah, I wouldn't trust him either. You ain't no doctor.
No, but he saved her, right? And I think Jesse
literally is Captain Save-A-Ho this entire episode.
He really is.
Yeah.
And, like, he is able to do all these things in spite of being pissed off because he's there in the first place. Right.
Yeah, I would have Homer Simpson wrung Ellie's little neck.
Yo, like that's what she deserved. Ellie deserved to get strangled. Right? Because
and Dina too.
Dina too.
What? I know you just found out you were pregnant, but you had a hunch. And you should have turned back. Like, what do you like? Especially since Jesse does not know about this pregnancy. The father deserves to know that you are pregnant with his child more than a damn stepdaddy. Like, just because you're not with him anymore doesn't mean that's not his child.
No, you're right. You're right. Like, Daddy has rights, but he has more rights.
He doesn't even know. You
know.
really told Ellie over the dude who literally impregnated you. That's crazy to me.
It is. But, like, also, Dina is still, even after the arrow in her leg, and she gets, like, her arrow in her leg, and she's basically just laying there. When Ellie walks into the room, she still sits up and takes care of Ellie, right? She still goes and she, like, wipes down her wounds. She
don't even ask her questions about where have you been.
No.
Ellie spills the beans, but she don't ask her nothing. I feel like she already knows.
She already know. And the thing is, when she explained that, like, yeah, I had to make Nora talk and I had to hurt her over and over again, right? Dina was like, sucks to suck. Like,
she was like, she probably
deserved it, and that's just Dina just being a ride or die. She didn't get
to the bitter ends.
She didn't get second thoughts about the whole thing until she realized that Ellie knew.
So Ellie told her
from the jump before they even left what Joe had did. And I feel like if she would explain what Joe had did, Dina would have been like, I don't know if I want to risk my life for this. It's not as big of an atrocity as I thought. It kind of reminds me of
what do you mean it's not as big as an atrocity?
So it reminds me of school. So growing up, I may or may not have been a problem child, and sometimes I would get in trouble, and mom would come into the school.
You got in trouble a lot.
Mom would come into the school just like stark raving mad.
I still remember when you said the whole class jumped you.
Yeah, they did.
I was like, what'd you do to them kids?
I didn't do nothing to them kids. I don't know why they didn't like me. The whole class jumped me.
Well, you were the big kid, and I feel like they had prison mentality. Like, go after the biggest kid to assert your dominance.
Assert your dominance sounds crazy.
But you were also a little dickhead. Like, you can't deny that. But not saying you deserve to get jumped by the whole class.
But no. So what I'm trying to get at is that there was a point where mom would come up and defend me to like teachers or whoever, and then as she's defending me, she would learn of like the stuff I did.
The stuff you didn't tell her.
The stuff I didn't tell her or whatever.
And you said last episode that you were the good child.
First
this is
off,
hilarious. This is hilarious.
I am still the good child.
No, you're bad out of hell.
And, mom was obviously still upset what's happened to me, but I wasn't innocent in the matter, if that makes sense. And I think Joel being murdered by random people that Ellie had no idea who they were is completely different than Joel being murdered by people that Joel murdered. It's a different spin on it, right? It makes the whole revenge tour less justified and more hateful. And I feel like people can be motivated easily by like trying to get justice than just let's like perpetuate hatred.
Who's more justified, Beatrix Kiddo from Kill Bill or Ellie?
Beatrix Kiddo.
Because she also went on her revenge tour. We need T-shirts. Ellie's revenge tour.
Kill Bill. Yeah, Kill
Only
Bill
one stop, Seattle.
versus Kill Abby.
Yeah.
They did Kiddo a lot. They did her dirty. They tried to kill her and her husband and all her family on her wedding day.
And wasn't she clearly pregnant?
Yeah, she was also pregnant.
Clearly pregnant.
Yeah.
And they beat her within an inch of her life. They buried her alive.
That was
she almost got raped
afterwards.
in the freaking when she was in a coma. She had to learn how to walk again. Yeah, I think Beatrix wins over Ellie.
But also Beatrix killed like 550 niggas.
She also was an assassin. She did this for real. She did this for real. So it's kind of like, live by the sword, die by the sword. You make your bed, you lie in it, and other colloquialisms,
About revenge, yeah. Like an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. Like you said, it's...
Revenge is a dish best served cold. I don't get that one.
That's kind of hard.
I don't get that one.
That just means cold, like you don't care about it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
But one thing I just... Listen. Why does Dina want the baby? Why are they all excited for the baby? Why would I bring my baby into a world where it can be torn apart by infected? Like, listen, call me Mommy Mary Mercy Murderer. If you believe abortion is murder, call me Mercy Murder Mary. I'm getting rid of that baby. Ain't no way in the world I'm bringing a baby here to watch it get, I don't know, killed by seraphites or wolves or literally... What if my baby turned into an infected? Have you ever seen an infected baby? That sounds miserable.
That sounds disgusting.
An infected baby?
That
like
sounds
an infected baby
disgusting.
runner. Just crawling, all evil and shit after you. No, I'm not having no kids. I'm not having no... But I guess I understand because Dina and Ellie, they don't know a world without infected. So I guess in their mind, they're like, yeah, people have babies all the time. Like, this is how the world is. So we knew a world without infected. So it's like, why would I have a kid? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but also if it's the apocalypse, the end of the world. If you don't have children at the end of the world, that means the humans cease to exist. So to keep...
There's an end to everything. Everything must come to an end. I'm not having my child to keep the population going. Nah, we got enough people. Everything comes to an end. I'm not having a baby. Imagine... and they're so loud. You have to be quiet with clickers. You have to be quiet. They're so loud. They're going to get you and themselves killed. I'm not worried about no baby.
Remember The Quiet Place?
Exactly.
And the woman was pregnant and had to give birth.
The woman gave birth quietly. No, that's too much planning. I'm not that smart. Like,
Yeah. No, it's... I understand both ways. Obviously, I think... Yeah, I understand both ways.
And one thing about Ellie is crazy is like killing niggas with no bra on is wild. Like, when Dina was cleaning her wounds and she had to take her shirt off, I was like, this bitch don't got no bra on. Killing niggas with your titties just swinging is wild.
That's so hard, yo. That's so gangster.
That is madman like antics. That is crackhead antics. You got no bra on. But I don't even work out without it. You did killing niggas with no bra. That's crazy. Not even
just
nothing.
Free balling, killing people.
That is a lot of
and not
hate.
just that, but free balling, running through the woods with no bra on, like climbing through the dirt with no bra.
I'm like, this girl don't got no bra on. That is wild.
That's a detail that I completely missed.
Yeah. But all right. The next morning, Ellie and Jesse prepared to go find Tommy, who was exploring the other side of town looking for the girls. Dina gives Ellie a bracelet for good luck, and Jesse notices their newfound closeness. Ellie and Jesse set out to meet Tommy at their rendezvous spot in a bookstore. Jesse reveals that he figured out Dina is pregnant with his child. Along the way, they run into a wolf who brutally murder a Scar who is just a child. Ellie wants to help, but Jesse holds her back, saying this is not all war. Meanwhile, Elise and Isaac are at the wolf headquarters preparing for the oncoming war with the Scars, but they do not know where Abby is.
So I think... So Tommy is I feel like both Tommy and Dina show how much more mature they are than Ellie, right? Because,
Everyone's more mature than Ellie.
but just like from a,
You mean Tommy and Dina or Jesse and
I
Dina?
met Jesse. You're right. I met Jesse
Okay.
and Dina because just how
Like even before they left, Jesse had to ask. I mean, Ellie had to ask Jesse for 9mm bullets because she ran out, and she's like, "What would you do without him?"
yeah no because Ellie ran out and Ellie just like a "Ah!" just like a
Like Rambo.
yeah unleashed the clip on
I've
him.
never seen that movie, but yeah,
Yeah, well you can
like you
imagine
would have been dead meat without Jesse.
she would have. And not just that, but she said, "How did you find us?" And Jesse was like, "He tracked you down. He like saw the headquarters. He found the horse. From the horse, he
He
just
said,
walked."
yeah, he said he found the easiest way to Seattle where he found Shimmer, and then he saw the wharf headquarters, and he knew y'all guys are going there. So, yeah, and like I said, I'm pretty sure Jesse taught them a lot that they know. So it makes sense for him to understand their movements and their thought processes and everything.
Also, I think it was important for Jesse to explain how did they find them and that it wasn't hard to find them.
He said it was hard. They came into a lot of close calls.
Yes, but they eventually found them. I think that was important.
Oh, you mean like it
Because-
wasn't hard to track them down, but getting there, with infected
Yes.
and like,
And
yeah.
I think that was important because later on in the episode, they get tracked down. I think that kind of explains it. That explains that.
But Jesse gets on my nerves because Jesse literally told you that he wants to make it back alive, and Ellie goes charging off to save some Randall Seraphite. Like, you're so rash. Like, do you think of anything before you... What? Like, what? Why are you going to save this kid? This is not your war. You're trying to get out of Seattle. Why are you rushing in there? There was like 6 people, six wolves, and only you and Jesse. Listen, it sucks to suck, but... What? Like, nigga, he just told you he needs to make it home with his pregnant ex-girlfriend and see his child
Exactly.
actually be alive. And you're here trying to, what? Think about what you're doing.
Yeah, she I don't know. She has a weird sense of justice, but it's not really justice. I think that she just saw like
She's rash.
She's rash,
She doesn't
or-
think
yeah.
things through.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she associates, that scar, that child being in danger is how she was because she was alone, and then Joe came and saved her. But at the same time, you have to use your common sense that you're outnumbered literally 3-1. And even
Like, literally, like, if you die, how is Dina going to get home? If you died saving some rando.
exactly. And the thing is, even if they survived and saved that random kid, the random kid would have killed them.
Come, you can't trust these scars.
Trust anyone here.
You cannot trust these scars.
No, you can't trust anyone in this show. Anyone.
But one thing that's interesting, why is Abby the one carrying the torch when Sergeant Park literally sacrificed her own son for the cause?
I don't know. I was wondering that too. Abby being the heir apparent to the wolf, the WLF.
Being the what?
The heir apparent, being like the apparent heir. I said heir apparent earlier today. People looked at me too.
Never heard of that. Call her an heiress.
Heiress, yeah, basically, yeah, being an heiress to the throne, right? To lead the army. I don't really get it either.
Isaac said he told Sergeant Park, he was like, listen, before the sun goes down, we'll both probably be dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's a high possibility, but Sergeant Park is sergeant for a reason. Like, maybe you're underestimating her. Maybe you'll be dead. Maybe she'll still be here. And you could tell she was kind of pissed by it. She was like, Abby's not here. She's not here, and I'm right in front of you. And you're saying I'll be dead soon, but I'm still right here, and you didn't even consider me,
Yeah.
That's why you don't give too much to these jobs, people.
You're not irreplaceable like Beyonce, regardless of what she says.
But when Jesse and Ellie were in that bookstore, did you see those books?
Yeah, they had that book that Mom loves that she used to read to
Love
us.
You Forever.
Love You Forever, yeah.
They also had I Spy. I used to love those books.
Yeah. No, that was definitely a throwback.
But one thing that was kind of symbolic to me is that Ellie chooses this book, this like Sesame Street book with Grover on the front, and it says, and the name of the book is The Monster at the End of This Book. And I'm like, that's symbolic because who's the real monster at the end of the story? Abby or Ellie? Wolf or the Seraphites? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, that's interesting.
All of them. There's multiple
All of them
monsters. It's like
monsters.
Sesame Street. Everyone's a monster.
Everyone's a
Everyone's a
monster.
monster.
Besides Big Bird. But I guess if you're that big and you're a bird, you have to be
If
some
you're a
sort of
walking,
monstrosity.
talking 7-foot bird, you're absolutely the definition of monster. But
Yeah.
what do you think about Tommy's speech? That Tommy
Jesse.
Jesse, I keep calling him Tommy. Jesse's speech, when Jesse essentially was saying that how he sacrificed a potential love life, right, with a girl that came into town temporarily for the goodness of the community.
At first I thought it was kind of pointless. I was like, why is he telling us this? But then I'm like, oh, I get what he's saying. The second time I watched it, it's I think it just kind of showed that like he also experienced a great love, but he chose his responsibility instead. And Ellie didn't do that. You know what I mean? Like we all have felt love before, but you know, he's a more community centered guy, you know, and it's, you know, I think that's kind of what it showed. At first I was like, this is kind of pointless. He just could have said like, I don't know, this without a story about the girl, but yeah, I guess it's just to show that like, yeah, I would have went with her, but where would you'll be dead? Like, what would you be doing in Seattle if I would have went with that painter girl?
Exactly.
You
I
know?
think, yeah, I think, like you said, not living on impulses, being, um, interdependent with people. Basically, they're dependent on me, I depend on them, and having that sense of community is his biggest driving factor. It's just the whole reason why he's in Seattle before he even knew that Dina was carrying his baby, right? Is this sense of community I have a responsibility to, because he would do the same for me. Whereas Ellie, half the show, right? All of the first season or whatever. So for years it was her and Joel. Joel was that community for her, and that was kind of taken away from her, and now she doesn't know how to act, right?
She's very American.
Yeah, to be honest with you, she is. Americans are more like individual.
Individualistic.
Yeah, yeah, versus like a group.
In Asian countries where they really put the community above themselves.
Yeah. So when I was in my MBA class, there was a class about cultures, and one of the professors was saying that they had a business meeting with some folks from Japan, and just in a conversation, they were talking, and it was like, "Hey, what do you think? Who do you think is the best, like, Japan-based automobile manufacturer, car manufacturer? All right, between Toyota, Nissan, Mazda, or Honda, or Honda." And basically, typically, if that happened in an American setting, people would just kind of throw ideas out there and they talk back and forth. It's like, yeah, that's it. But what happened is the Japanese folks kind of got in a group. They talked about it secretly. Then it came up and looked at her and said Honda. Right. And it's just like you said, that
They made a unanimous
they
decision.
made a unanimous decision, and they wasn't speaking on anyone. They wasn't going to speak on the decision until it was unanimous. And that's the sense of community culture. So I'm not just saying all this just because Jesse happens to be Asian. I'm just saying the differences between certain like cultures.
I am. Honestly, I could be completely wrong, and if this is, stereotypical, but I think they did it on purpose. Like I think they had him be more community oriented, because even though he grew up in a post-apocalyptic world, he's a little bit older than them, but older than Ellie and Dina.
Yeah, he's low. Yep.
Maybe he had parents who instilled that in him because they remember how it was like. I don't know.
He said that he said, and actually I'll read. We'll go through the scene by scene for the bookstore. But he basically said that the community took him in. So I think it's a survival technique to depend on others, right?
Absolutely.
So it makes sense. because you
Yeah.
can't really survive stuff on your own. Ellie and Jesse make it to the bookstore, but Tommy is not there. He admits to loving Dina, but not the way that Ellie loves her. He explains how he loved someone in the past, but let her go so he could stay in Jackson and protect the city. They hear the sounds of sniper fire on the radio and believe it might be Tommy. While scouting Seattle on the roof, Ellie spots an aquarium and deduces that Abby is there. Jesse, frustrated with Ellie's obsession for revenge, admits he voted against her plan to avenge Joel, as he prioritized the community's safety. He decides to search for Tommy, while Ellie heads to the aquarium alone.
Yeah, sorry guys, I kind of jumped the gun on that one and started talking about the bookstore. But yeah, it's what we said. It's just, he literally said I voted against, and I knew he voted against going to save Joel. And he says it wasn't in the best interest of the community. And Ellie's like, the community, my community was beaten to death in front of me. And I'm like, yeah, that's true, but you don't put the living community in jeopardy for a dead community. Like, come on now.
Yeah. No, it's...
I'm like, how does Jessie stand her? She done stole your girl, your baby, and always has like a stank attitude with you, like all the time.
And the thing is, what I don't understand is Tommy, Joel's brother, the man you're trying to avenge, brother, is literally, all you know, by himself about to die. And you decide to go after Abby? Mm-hmm. All right? Like,
that's the closest to Joel you're going to get.
That's the closest you're going to get. Go after him versus going after Abby. That's why I was like, dag, yo, she has slid down. Like, just, it's crazy.
Yeah, that even in a video game, I was like, wow, she really said, Tommy, I literally just learned how to swim, but I'm going to go out in Seattle on the ocean in the middle of a storm by myself to find Abby, where I think she might be in the aquarium. I don't know who else is there. It's just, it's that brashness again. It's that just being fueled by rage. And it's like, but I feel like she's seen Joel do it.
She learned from the best, right?
She learned from the best, but also I think that's in her too. Like Gail said, these guys are walking the same path. But I want to ask you, have you ever been this determined to complete something? Like, despite all rhyme and reason, you kept going?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
I don't really have that dog in me, if that makes sense.
You don't let the dog in you?
Yeah, not really.
I mean, I have for like clothes. Like like I remember there was this one, we were going to Uncle Frankie's birthday party actually, but there was this dress that I wanted to wear. This was back when I was living with Granny. Granny wanted to leave pretty soon, and I was like, okay, I can go to Macy's, pick up this dress, and be back in time. And I was like, I am not going to be back in time. But I did it anyway. And Granny was pissed that she had to wait for me. But, it's like, I know I don't have enough time, but I'm so determined to wear this one dress.
Yeah, that just seems like a bad decision, bad time management.
But, I was just obsessed with that dress.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to wear that dress. And really, it's like, Mary, you can wear that dress any other day of your life. You could pick it up later. You shouldn't keep Granny waiting for this dress. So, but that's a very soft version of what Ellie does.
Yeah, I guess like pig-headed. That's some people call it pig-headed, or just like super determined and everything. And she is super determined, as we could talk about in the next scene. It's just. So, let's dive right into it.
En route to the aquarium, Ellie is caught in a storm. She sees a group of wolf soldiers and boats patrolling the harbor. She sneaks away and manages to steal a small motorboat. The storm and waves prove too large, and she capsizes and washes up on a beach. She is immediately captured by the Seraphites who reside on the island. They nearly execute her, but they let her go due to a wolf attack on their village. Ellie manages to return to the boat and continue her journey to the aquarium, determined to find Abby at all costs.
Like, when did she learn how to swim?
I don't know. I was wondering that too, because the first game she didn't know how to swim. So
no,
I forget.
I don't know when she learned, because I'm like, you could get on after first. She sneaks to the harbor, and she sees all these boats just roll up.
Where you gotta think of, it's been 5 years since the first game, so maybe she realized swimming is like.
But she learned how to swim in
survival.
Wyoming. What water is there in Wyoming?
I have no idea.
None. There ain't none.
It's landlocked.
Yeah.
I don't know. She learned how to swim somewhere, supposedly.
In Apocalypse, just going out like, all right, let's go swim. Oh.
But I cracked up when the baby gave her to Julius Caesar.
Yo, that baby was ruthless, yo. It definitely did give the Julius Caesar and the Roman Colosseum the gut her hand sign.
Like, you saw her wash up on shore. You said that. And I want to see death.
And I think that's irony, right? Because she literally tried to save one of those other little scars. And then the other little scar, younger than the one she tried to save, was like, gut her, mommy. Kill her, mommy. And without even saying anything, just, gut her.
And the girl is crazy because you literally narrowly escaped death and you still get in that boat and go to the aquarium.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Sometimes it's okay to give up.
Yo, it is.
Sometimes it's okay to forego your promises if that means you don't die horrifically.
Only thing I can think of is that after she just barely survived the Seraphites and she knows the wolves are attacking the village.
It's pure adrenaline.
She has to get off the island anyway. Right? This is the only thing. She had to get off the island anyway. And there's no such thing as back. You go forward. That's the only thing I can kind of justify why she got back on that boat. I wouldn't have.
Yeah, you get back on the boat, but you don't go to the aquarium.
But like, she can't go back because there was a people patrolling.
You go back from which you came, not to the island, but she was somewhere else where she left Jesse. You go to where Tommy is.
Yeah. No, she was like yellow. Just, it seems like everything in the world was telling this girl to stop. Right? Have you ever done that? Have you ever had a bunch of signs that like God puts out there that says, "Mary, this ain't for you," and you decide?
Absolutely, and I ignore each and every one of them.
All the red flags, red, yellow, neon signs. Just ignore them and walk towards your
my doom.
Yeah. No, it's this is definitely the darkest moment of Ellie, and it's Ellie sneaks into the aquarium and find Abby and her friends' hideout. Owen and Mel are arguing when Ellie sneaks up and holds them at gunpoint, demanding to know Abby's location. When Owen attempts to grab a hidden weapon, Ellie shoots and kills him. The bullet also fatally wounds Mel. Realizing Mel is pregnant, Ellie is horrified and tries to save the baby, but is unsuccessful.
Yeah, that ricochet was crazy.
Yeah. No, it was
ricochet.
She shot him
lucha,
in the throat.
Lucha.
I do remember Ricochet.
Ricochet.
You know it's crazy? You know it's really crazy? There's a Raw commercial right now showing.
A Raw commercial for WWE?
No, Raw is just a wrestling commercial. I think Raw is a competitive at WWE. I don't know. A wrestling commercial. Why is that crazy? Because you're talking about Mucha Lucha. Who do you think that is? A luchador, a wrestler. Come on.
Like, I don't know where you're going
with
this.
Get it together.
I don't even know why the TV is on while you're watching TV, but okay. But yeah, it's just Ellie lands in a room when she first gets to the aquarium. The room where she is where the wolves are sleeping. And I'm like, you better be glad no one decided to lay down for a nap. Mm-hmm. Like, you realize when she crawled through that hole, that shattered window in the ceiling, there were beds there. And I'm like, you better be glad no one decided to lay down for a nap real quick, or maybe they should be glad. And it's just like you said, everything is just you're narrowly escaping your demise.
She literally went into the wolves' den. Mm-hmm. That's literally what she went to, right?
And remember that that trick she learned from Joel, have two people locate.
Oh, the map.
Like, point to a map and they better match.
Yeah, but was she...
You remember that from the first game?
I do remember, but was she in the room?
Mm-hmm. No. I think this is when Joel was trying to find Well, it was somewhere. I think it's where Joel was trying to find Ellie, but undoubtedly she probably taught it to Ellie at some point. He probably taught it to Ellie. But I
Oh,
remember him specifically saying
me
that
too.
to
Me too.
someone. He was like, point to the mat and it better match.
And
It
and
better match.
and Owen was like, she's gonna kill us anyway. And Ellie was like, no, I'm not. I'm not like you guys. And she killed him anyway.
Yeah.
Right. And to be honest with you, she killed Owen because she had to. He reached for a gun. So she had to kill him. But the pregnant woman,
But my thing is, if you didn't hold him at gunpoint in the first place, then he wouldn't have reached for a gun.
yeah. Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't trust you either. I would not trust you either. But you know, everyone kind of deserves what came to them, besides that baby.
Besides
Like,
that baby.
but it's like I thought it was sad when Mel. She just kind of, I guess she kind of just went into shock. Like she was so desperate to save her baby, and she was like, but it's like I don't know, man. I don't know if I want the person who just shot my partner to deliver my baby. Like she could be evil. What if she delivers the baby and then just kills it? Like I don't know. I don't
I
know.
was thinking about that too. She able to deliver the baby. Now Ellie got a baby, another baby. What she could do with it?
They need to come home with a whole new baby. Like Ellie, what the hell? Like
Yeah.
we leave you alone for 2 minutes and you done killed a pregnant woman. Like
And
came home with a
kidnap the
baby.
child.
Oh my
You
goodness.
know how crazy that would be? You killed a pregnant woman and then cut out her baby and took it away. That would be irredeemable.
I feel like I've seen a show where that happens.
Would have happened, yeah.
Maybe read a book.
It also
But,
sounds pretty familiar, but just irredeemable. There's some things you can't do, and yeah. Tommy and Jesse arrive to find a traumatized Ellie standing over Mel. They return to the theater and make a plan to return to Jackson. Tommy consoles Ellie, saying that both Mel and Owen are a part of Joel's murder and they made a choice. She is upset that Abby gets to live, but she agrees to try and make peace with it. Jesse admits to returning to help Ellie because she would have done the same for him. They hear a struggle and return to the main foyer, where Jesse is immediately killed. Abby stands before Ellie with a gun and with Tommy on the floor. Ellie admits to killing her friends and pleads for Abby to let Tommy go. The scene ends with the sound of gunfire and Abby aiming at Ellie.
And once again, it's like if Jesse wasn't there to open the theater door first,
Yeah.
it would have been Ellie with a bullet in her face.
Exactly. He sacrificed himself
Like if
for
it
her
weren't
again.
for Jesse, Ellie would have been dead.
Yeah.
All episode he's saving her ass. Like if literally, if Jesse wasn't there, Ellie would have opened the door first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but Jesse gets shot in the face
It's a shame.
because he opened the door first. Yeah, I remember in the game, I said, oh, it hurt. It really hurt. And then when they switched over to Abby, I was like, I don't care. I don't care. What about, I was so mad. I was like, what about Jesse? Jesse got shot in the face. I don't care about this. That was hard. That was hard.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they my face dropped too. I wasn't expecting him to go out like that. Just
Yeah.
instantaneous. Just open the door.
But they
and
always do
boom.
that in shows. Now I know better when they kind of just really get into a character and make you like them. Kind of suddenly, they're going to kill them off. They're building that emotional connection quickly so they can kill the character. And it hurts more.
No, you're right. That is a common trope of a show. Like when they get to know someone, it's time to say bye.
I learned that even watching Naruto as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like during like the tuning exams. When they were fighting in the forest, it's like every episode was you getting to know a character. And I'm like, okay, someone's going to get seriously injured, or they're building that connection really quickly. Like with Hinata, with Rock Lee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't kill them off, but like it really, you know.
They had devastating injuries, like you said, and you felt for them because of that.
Yeah, yeah. But when Jesse said, if I were lost or in trouble, you'd set the world on fire to save me. And I'm like, not if Abby was nearby. Ellie wouldn't do that if Abby was nearby, because she didn't do that for Tommy.
She didn't do it for Tommy.
He was lost and in trouble. And she's like, yeah, I would. I was like, no, you wouldn't. Not if Abby was nearby. You would not. You would not.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it seems like she rides or dies for her people except for revenge.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a
Yeah.
priority for action. Like, okay, what gets me up in the morning? Revenge
Revenge. Or the people I
for the people I
love.
love. Yeah.
Revenge. Man. All right.
But so
The
remember in the beginning of this episode, I said how I appreciate the detail of Jesse explaining how he found the girls, and
Yeah.
it makes sense about how Abby found the
How Abby
girls.
found
She
y'all
found them
stupid.
quick. She found them quick within a few hours. She was there and ready. Right? She somehow got through the barricade. This must have been Husky Abby from the video
I'm
game.
telling you, Abby was swole in the game. The girl was stacked. The girl was stacked. Have you ever seen that movie Booksmart?
Booksmart. No, I haven't.
It's a comedy. It's like reminiscent of Superbad, but with two female protagonists.
Okay.
The actress who plays Abby, she's the lead actress in Booksmart. I knew she looked familiar. I don't know her name, but yeah, random tidbit. Okay. The episode concludes with a flashback. Abby is awakened by Manny because Isaac, the wolf leader, wants to talk to her. The episode concludes with Abby walking out and looking at the wolf operations in an abandoned football stadium. These are the events in Seattle, day 1.
Abby's the actress who plays Abby is Caitlin Dever.
Caitlin Dever.
Yeah.
Dever? Dever.
Dever. Dever, maybe?
Dever?
Maybe Dever.
Dever. Okay, yeah.
You know, you're right. When had you said after Jesse was killed, you wasn't really interested in going to Abby's story.
I did not care, but you know what? It's not really a spoiler. It's good. They pull you into Abby too. You get just as invested, at least for me, in Abby's story. And I know some people, my friend Latrice, she was like, she doesn't like the second game because she doesn't care about Abby's motivation. She just hated the fact that they killed Joel. She's like, I don't care. They killed Joel and I don't like that. It's like that. Fair.
Yeah.
But watching a show, I think it really just shows you Joel was not a good man. But
also,
the Abby story, it does hook you.
But also in real life, there's two sides to every story. You know what I mean? Like, are the people we look up to, well, I guess this is a little extreme, but essentially there's two sides to every story, right? But
what was you going to say? I want to hear the extreme.
I was going to say the people you look up to and love can be hated by other people. You know what I mean?
Who hates me?
Who doesn't?
I know you look up to me.
Who doesn't? I'm just saying, like, everyone has a good.
Your girl don't hate me.
And a bad. Yeah, one of my friends at work kept making your mama jokes today, like a little too much. I was like, what did I say? I was like, hey, where'd you go this weekend? And he was like, I want to say your mom's house so bad. And then it was something else.
This is a corporate office.
I know, it's wild. It was something else. I said, he's like, your mom's house.
He couldn't help himself.
He couldn't help himself. No.
He's like Michael Scott with, that's what she said.
Yeah, that's what she said. Exactly. But no, I guess what I'm trying to get at is that people are complicated. You know, even these
I'm not that
characters.
complicated. People know I'm a good person. They don't have to question my morality.
Well,
like Joel.
Well, once again, they don't have to question if you're a murderer or not. But in some circumstances, we lie. In certain circumstances, we cheat. Right? In some circumstances, we do selfish things that benefits us. Right? But in some circumstances, we're honest. And we're good. And we treat people the way that, like, they want to be treated, you know? And I think that's just basically, I think that just kind of proves that. Remember the question I asked before? Are you a quote unquote good person because of things you do? Or are you quote unquote a good person because of who you are, like inherently? Like, are you a.
You never asked me that.
I did. I asked you that before. About the show too. Basically about Joel. All right. Are you a good? Can a bad person do good things?
I asked you that question. You always stealing my thunder. I asked you that.
You sure?
You bastard.
You sure?
Yes, I sure, because I remember saying that. I asked you that. You get on my nerves.
Well, either way, we're bringing it back up. We're bringing it full circle. I'm making a circle, guys, just in case you can't see it. We're full circle. I'm bringing it back. So what do you think?
What was the question?
You see,
I know.
you asked me about that, but you don't even remember the question I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say,
listen.
can a bad person who do a bunch of good be now a good person? And a good person who do a bunch of bad be bad people? Or are they both good and bad at the same time?
Yeah, because I think your actions define you. Like, if you're doing good things, yeah, I think that makes you a good person. Unless it's like, okay, like, you mean like you've done something bad. Let's say you like killed a kid. And then you spend your whole life trying to atone for that. I think you are a good person. You're trying to be a good person because you're trying to correct your sin in some way, you know? Unless it's something where, like, you enjoyed killing a kid. I don't know. Like, so I think, yeah, I think you can. I think you can. I feel like I can judge people. I know their hearts. So, but also, yeah, I think your actions do determine if you're a good person, because you can't say you're a good person, but you're, like, terrible to everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like your actions have to match your view of yourself. So for example, you on Netflix, right?
I forgot that's back.
The character Joe, right? He justifies everything he does, and he's a good person. He's loving.
For love. I do it all for love. I kill and break into people's apartments and steal for love.
For love. And he does nothing loving, right? The whole show. So,
it's just obsession.
But that works for him because he's a maniac. He's literally, something's wrong with him. But most normal people, when you believe something and you do something contrary, there's something that doesn't sit right with you. You know what I mean?
You have conviction.
You have convictions, exactly. So what would you rate this season, Mary? Since this is the last episode of the season, what would you rank this season?
I'll give it a large bag of popcorn. I think some of the material that wasn't in the game, it's weird. Sometimes it's like some of the material that they added that wasn't in the game, sometimes it was fabulous. Like the whole Gale scenario and the whole Eugene scenario, that was awesome. Honestly, yeah, the only thing that just kind of, yeah, I feel like, yeah, I'll give it a large bag of popcorn. Yeah. I know that was a nothing sentence I just said, but stand at 10 toes, large bag of popcorn.
It's fine. We've been talking for about 50 minutes, and you had a lot of nothing sentences in that time. So I'll also give it, I'll give it a very large bag of popcorn.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think the show, once again, I didn't play the second game, but I have been thoroughly enjoyed every episode so far, even...
and hopefully you can get past that level in the first game.
I know. I'm probably...
and teach Joel how to jump.
Yeah, I'm going to figure out a way how to cheat. But I am very impressed with the show.
Have you tried blowing on disc?
Pause. But I'm very impressed with the show. And I think...
they gave us more infected.
They gave us a
I'm
lot more
so glad about
infected,
that. Because
yes.
first season, I was like, yeah, that was cute, but where are the zombies?
Yes,
where are the zombies?
A lot of zombies,
so, yeah,
a lot of brutality from the
so much brutality.
And
what
dead.
The heck is wrong with Seattle?
Yeah. So yeah, I'll give it.
I love Dina. Yeah, I'll give it extra large too. I love Dina.
Yes, Dina.
I love Gale.
Dina is
Joel.
fantastic.
Pedro Pascal. That last episode 6, was my favorite. It was so good. It was so good. Like, Pedro played such a complex character, a polarizing character. That is Joel Miller. And yeah, I'll give it extra large bag of popcorn. It was pretty great.
Yes, it is. So thanks, y'all, for listening to another episode of the Watch That John podcast. You can find us on all social media, John. On all social media, Johns. Right.
All social media, Jones. We on Twitter?
Well, we're on Instagram and we have a YouTube.
So not all. We're not on TikTok either.
At Watch That John.
Would y'all want us to get a TikTok? Please say no. All right.
I felt like if we had a TikTok, it'd be fun.
Our cousin said to get a TikTok, but
a younger cousin, cousin younger than us or older than us?
Eli.
You should go put him out there to get a TikTok. Yeah, I don't know. We might see. You might see. But yeah, thanks for listening. You can find us at Watch That John on Instagram, the Watch That John podcast on YouTube, and you can listen to our beautiful voices wherever you find your favorite shows. whether that be Apple Music or Apple Podcasts or Spotify. So thanks for listening.
Bye.